Hey, YouTubers. This is Money Mindset Coach. Um, Today, I want to talk about how finances, as as good as you are of keeping track and saving and investing and everything, you can have things that happen that out of the blue. You have some expenses that you weren't expecting. And that happened to me last Thursday. See this? I fell in the bathroom, wet floor, fell backwards, landed on my right wrist. I am left handed, so that's good. But I fell and I sprained this wrist, but at the time I didn't know if it was broken or not. So basically, what I did was I dug out an ace bandage. This is the one the ER gave me. Uh, Dug out an ace bandage, wrapped it up. I was getting ready for work, and I went to work that day. And I wore something, I wore long sleeved. I didn't have it wrapped like this part of my hand. I just had it wrapped here. It got me through the day. I really thought it was a sprain. Didn't really think it was a break, so I went home. Didn't go to the emergency room because I hate the emergency room. Didn't sleep well that night and got up in the morning, and I was off that day. I was off the next day. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go into the ER, get it x-rayed, make sure it's not broken, make sure I take care of this, have it medically looked at. So basically, I haven't gotten the bill for the ER yet. But I am on Medicare because I am 66 years old. I've been on Medicare for a little over a year, about a year. So anyway, I had that. And then I had a dentist appointment on Monday. So this happened last Thursday, and then Monday, a few days ago, had a dentist appointment. Had that appointment since the last time I was there because I have my teeth cleaned 4 times a year, and I was there for my appointment. Well, my dentist had said something to me about a couple teeth that I had that were cracked and that they felt, you know, it could end up needing a root canal, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, it turns out I have to have another crown done. And that's okay. But what really surprised me is I have dental insurance that I pay $99 a year for. And last year, one of the things that I had done was a bridge. And I'd had root canals done, I had had crowns done. Never had a bridge done before. Well, without this insurance that I had, my bridge would have cost me $10,000. With the insurance, it cost me $6,000. That's huge, I think. So anyway, with this crown that I have to get now, the office person comes in to talk to you, and she said, well, the crown will be $1,700. And then I said, yeah, but I have my dental insurance. And she said, well, that's not really paying very much. It's taking a few hundred, and it takes it down to $1,400. Well, I'm okay for any kind of discount. I'm okay with that. After you pay $6,000 for something, $1,400 doesn't really seem like that much. So I was okay with that. And then she said, the dentist is going to discount it further to $800. The first price she was talking about was $1,700, and now she's talking $800. I was thrilled. I was absolutely thrilled to be under $1,000 for a dental bill. That's pretty good. So anyway, that was good news, bad and good news. So anyway, I had the ER, then I went to the dentist. Oh, and then next Monday, I am getting an endoscopy. My grandmother had esophageal cancer. My mother, she had esophageal problems. My sister is having esophageal problems. And so basically, my doctor is feeling with 3 generations having problems. He wants to have me have an endoscopy to check it and make sure that it's okay. Well, I got to thinking the other day, and I got to thinking, well, I really don't know how much this procedure costs. I don't know what Medicare is going to pay. I don't know any of that. So when they called the other day to pre-register, I asked her, I said, can you connect me with somebody who can tell me the cost of this, what out of pocket I'm going to have to pay, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I'm doing that. She said, I've got all the information in front of me. And I said, well, that's great. So anyway, she said, well, the procedure is $5,000, which I about fell over. No, that's not much for a medical procedure. Operations can cost thousands and thousands, so this isn't huge or anything like that, but it's a pretty simple procedure. And my boyfriend is a surgical tech, and he said they're done in 3 minutes. They're making a lot of money. A lot of money when you think of how fast they do it. They're not spending a whole lot of time. He called me tonight, and there's been an operation where he's working that has been going on for 12 hours. So you can imagine the amount of money that thing is going to cost. That's crazy. But anyway, so I asked her, I said, okay, it's $5,000. What am I going to have to pay? And she said, you only have $219 left on your deductible. So that's all you have to pay. I was like, wow. I was really happy to know that I could get a $5,000 procedure. And once I pay my deductible, that's it. That's pretty cool. And so, I'm pretty excited about that. And then on the other side, it's like I was cleaning my office. This is my office. I was cleaning it, and I came across my my Cash App debit card. I couldn't find it for the longest time. And there was $19 on there. It was actually from Mother's Day a couple years ago. My youngest son had sent me money on Cash App, and I'd never spent it, so it was $19. So I went to work today, which I work in a kitchen boutique store, and I went in and I thought, okay, let's look and see what's new from last week, because there's always some new stuff when I come in the next time. And sure enough, there was a Little House on the Prairie cookbook. And then I get a 30% discount. So I ended up getting it. All because I found my Cash App debit card that had some money on it. So I was pretty excited. But basically, what I'm trying to say here is in 1 week since I've been here talking to you, I've sprained my wrist, gone to the dentist, and found out that I have to get a crown taken care of. And I am getting an endoscopy. I know what that's going to cost me, but I don't know the results of that. I don't know what they're going to tell me. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a heartburn problem like my sister does. So I think that I'm fine. But until they do that procedure on Monday, I'm not going to know that. So, we can save, we can do all those kind of things. But these kind of things are going to come up. That's just part of life. Accidents happen. Medical procedures need to be done. Your teeth, especially as you get older, your teeth, I don't know. It's like, I want to keep every tooth I have. I actually was really scared about that years ago because my mother had, her whole mouth, all of her teeth, as far as from what she told me, and me and my brothers and my sister, she just had every tooth in her head abscessed. And she would have been 90 something. So this was when she was 30. So, we're talking, actually, I think it was right before I was born. Yeah. It was right after I was born or right before I was born that she had to have all of her teeth completely pulled. And so, it made me think, oh gosh, maybe that could happen to me. Because that's a pretty serious thing. And being 30 years old is very young to end up with dentures. Because they had no implants back then. Dentures was all you had. So, it was one of those things to where I was like, when I got to be that age, I was like, okay, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I've had root canals, I've had crowns, I've had one bridge. I didn't have a cavity until I was 16. I didn't have another cavity until I was having my kids. And that was late 20s when I was having my kids. So, but what I'm saying, and especially if you are older, like me, I'm 66, your health is something that, yeah, you can be rich in money, but you can be rich in health. And when someone has their health and has good health, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. My sister just had the flu, and she said, oh, it feels so good to feel good again. And I said, that's the only thing that getting sick tells you. You realize that, life is fleeting. Things happen. But good health is something to be thankful for. Absolutely thankful for. The other thing about Medicare, I don't really know the age of the people that are watching this video. But if you have Medicare, I have Part A and Part B. I don't have a supplemental. A lot of insurance companies, I think, make you think you need to have this supplemental to pay for what Medicare won't pay for. But I got to tell you, with everything, and I haven't had a ton of things to bill Medicare for, but I haven't really owed that much. I really haven't. And once you pay your deductible, they pay everything. So why should I have other insurance that I have to pay for on top of Medicare? The other thing that I do is I get my drugs through Cost Plus Drugs. Mark Cuban, wonderful, wonderful system. Now that isn't going to work for everybody. It depends on the medications. They don't carry all of them. They're increasingly adding more medications all the time. But it happens that the medications I take, they carry them. And I got to tell you, I have restless leg syndrome, and I get I get the medication from Cost Plus Drugs for a fraction of what I paid when I had Blue Cross Blue Shield. They were wanting to charge me $80 a month. I pay like $20 now. And then my pharmacy would discount it for me. Big deal. Wonder, big whoop. What the insurance company's drug plan helped me didn't help me at all. That's the other thing. Try GoodRx. You could have health insurance and you could have a drug plan, but you can use GoodRx even if you have a drug plan. It's not for people who don't have any kind of insurance plan for drugs. Not at all. You can use it and see if it saves you money. And it does save a lot of people a lot of money. So basically that's what this video is about. This video is about medical costs from accidents, from procedures, the dentist. I've kind of been hit by all of them in the last week. And so that's life. So that's all I have for now. But look into that. I'm going to be able to plan for next month. I'm getting the root canal, or I'm getting the crown done in July. So I am, or no, maybe I'm getting it done in June. Anyway, I have the month of May to save up some money. My dentist basically will do, you put so much down. I think they want you to put half down, and then the rest you can pay over 4 months. I don't really want, I hate payments. I hate them. I just want to be done. So I will probably save up and pay the $800 when I go get the crown done and just be done with it. That's pretty much what I'll do. But anyway, all the more reason to have an emergency fund and have a savings account, because that's where the money that I am needing to pay is going to come from. I mean, the ER, that was an accident, so that would be considered from the emergency fund. The endoscopy, I knew I was getting that done. The crown, I know I'm getting that done. That can come out of the savings account. You gotta have yourself covered. You don't want to have to rely on credit cards. You don't want to be in debt for medical debt. You really don't want to be onto that. Oh, and that's the other thing. I don't know if I ever talked about this, but this was years ago. My son, who had an appendectomy when he was 16, he is 35 now, woke up in the middle of the night, took him to the hospital. My husband at the time had started a new job, and for that first 3 months, it was like a trial period where we didn't really have insurance, health insurance. Well, they were healthy. We were healthy. We really didn't think anything about it. We thought, okay, we can go 3 months. He had to have an appendectomy. And the bill came to be $13,000. I don't know what an appendectomy is now, but back then it was 13, and that's not much for surgery. But what I did, I talked to somebody at the hospital that had to do with the finance office, and she said to me, she said, why don't we submit this to Catholic Charities, because it was a Catholic hospital. And I was kind of like, Catholic Charities? I said, at the time, my husband at the time was making like $98,000 a year. And I told her, I said, I think he makes too much. I said, I don't think they're going to give us a break. She said, you know what? Submit it anyway. See what happens. I'm so glad she said that. Because she could have said, oh, I think you're right. No, we submitted it. And we got $3,000 taken off. Who would have thought? I was thrilled. That's $3,000 we didn't have to pay. Then what I did is I talked to the hospital and I set up a payment plan. $289 a month. And I can't tell you how many years we paid that because it was no interest. That's the other thing. If you go through the hospital and you make payment arrangements, you're not paying interest. You pay that on a credit card, you're paying interest. You're paying way more for that medical debt because you put it on a credit card. And then you can't dispute anything with the hospital because you've paid it with a credit card. They have gotten their money. You don't want to do that. Don't do that. So, hopefully, I hope a lot of people watch this video because when it comes to medical debt, that is the number one reason that people file bankruptcy in this country is medical debt. You know? That's crazy. Nobody should have to file bankruptcy because of medical debt. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm getting tired. It's not my bedtime yet, but I am getting tired. Like I always say, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, that would be wonderful too. I'm so glad that you found my video today. I'm so happy doing this. This is a lot of fun, and I am really enjoying it. And I look forward to every time that I sit down here and do a video. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So anyway, until next time, use it up, wear it out, make it do without. Till next time, bye.